kind of a head screw, we'll call it that,
Hmm.
where you really have to, psych yourself up or down to become Dante Diamond.
Right.
Do you have any specific exercises that you do, or is there something specific that makes you more Dante Diamond? For instance, a soul patch or a goatee, or do you particularly like your hair a particular color, or do hats do it for you?
A little bit of everything. I'm still working on that look,
Yeah.
that Dante look. Um, I've got a friend, Gage Gatlin, that is like the Tim McGraw of male drag. Uh, he's pretty much known for that, and he runs a system called Master Mill Illusionist, actually. Um, but
Master Mill
it's
Illusionist.
MMI out of Springfield, Missouri. They have it once a year, and it's talent based. It's individual talent, creative costume talent, and final talent of your choice. So there's no interview, no evening wear competition. It's just talent based.
And he does Tim McGraw. Does he impersonate him?
Mm-hmm. That's a great Tim McGraw.
Who's hot?
Oh yeah,
Who's your favorite male illusionist?
there's one named Mo. His name is Mo B. Dick, as in a initial in the middle, out of San Francisco. That's my hero.
Why?
One of them. Just sexy as all get out. Sexy as all get out. Very male, very authentic in look. That's what I'm striving for. There's also one in Europe named Ocean Leroy, out of Berlin.
I know who that is.
Do you?
Yeah,
Okay, well,
I do.
tell him I said hi if you
If
happen to see him in Europe.
if I ever see him in Berlin.
Absolutely. There's a great performance troupe called Eyes Wild Drag out of Italy that I just absolutely love. They tend to get more authentic over in Europe, or have been traditionally, I guess. For maybe the social mores over there have allowed it a little more. But
Is America behind the curve?
yeah, but we're getting there. We're getting better. Um, Me being in drag doesn't mean that I want to be a man. Me generally, I mean, what you see is what you get. Y'all know me. Me generally, it doesn't mean I want to be a man. It just means that's a manifestation of my inner self.
Yeah. Well,
It all comes from within.
and a lot of there's just a lot of misconceptions about drag in general, and so I think we can start probably including male impersonation as well. I mean, a lot of people think just because I do female drag that I want to be a woman, and I don't. Sometimes I have a lot more fun being a girl. Sometimes I have a lot more fun being a showgirl because I don't have to do the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes, just being a showgirl is really the outlet. To just, not have to think about all of the other stuff.
Right.
So is it the same for you?
Yeah, between this and going to circuit party once a year and blowing it out and being with the guys.
And
So that's always a good time.
And you have really immersed yourself in the circuit party scene over the how long? How long have you been doing this?
It's been a few years.
What is it about the circuit party system or the scene is it that you like? One, I know it's the music.
It's the music, it's the energy, it's the attitude, the lights, I have gotten into flagging. I do tribal flagging. Just the whole energy and the camaraderie.
I've
I
never
love it.
ever experienced a circuit party.
Oh, it's a blast.
I've never experienced a circuit party. And I think the circuit parties that are here are just different. And if they are here, I have not experienced them outside of Station 4.
Right.
And so I think that they're a little bit differently. I think about them a little differently when I'm working them. So, where all have you been?
I've been to Gay Days Orlando. I've been here. I would love to go to Ascension Fire Island. We know someone that just went there. I was very envious of him, Trey. That's on the bucket list. Different cities are going to have different energies behind their, a huge event like White Party Miami, which is Thanksgiving weekend every year, that's going to draw almost 1 million people, it seems like. We draw about probably 7,000 or 8,000, I guess, to Purple Party in Dallas
Yeah.
every year. It's a pretty big event. It's grown a whole lot over the
Yeah, it
years.
is.
So,
And it's different for me to experience it just because I'm working it.
yeah.
And you work them as well, and you also volunteer for quite a few of them. Do the circuit parties ever have drag kings?
The women's circuit parties do.
So there's a female circuit party system as well?
When I went to Orlando, I went to a party called Girls in Wonderland, and I was very disappointed for some reason. Maybe it was the music or the attitude. No one spoke to me. No one. They had strippers and music. It was mostly top 40 remixes. I like the continual thunka thunka thunka, all night long. You can just give it to me all night.
Have you heard the shopping remix?
Yes, I have
I love it.
quite a few times. It's great. It's great.
I love it. I think people find it a little difficult to dance to.
Oh, it's danceable.
I think it's
There's
danceable,
no
but I
trying.
think they're having a little hard time dancing with it.
They'll
We're-
live.
I'm going to talk to Eric about maybe tweaking it a little. We'll see.
Oh, he'll do a good job on it.
So, how did you get started in a circuit party? I mean, how long have you been an out lesbian?
Probably since mid-20s.
And when did the circuit party scene start for you?
It was actually the music I was gravitated towards. I wanted something upbeat that I could dance to. I just always loved it. My roots are in 70s disco, Studio 54, all the clubs that I've always loved the history of gay New York and San Francisco. Because when I was younger, I thought once I turned 18, I would have a choice of 2 places to go as a gay person, New York or San Francisco.
Right. I think we all kind of thought that at one point or another.
So
I know that at one time, when Anita Bryant was coming out against homosexuality and
Yeah, the Briggs Initiative.
yeah,
Everything.
I actually thought at one point that I'm going to have to move to San Francisco.
Mhm.
That's the only place I'm going to be able to live, and I was probably like 10.
And traditionally they did because of all the sailors that were discharged in the Pacific Theater, and that's where they got discharged.
Yeah.
It was in San Francisco at a port, so they just stayed there instead of returning to their families because they couldn't. So
And so you immediately with the circuit party?
after disco died, it went underground and pretty much went over to Europe and came back as techno and dance music and house and remixes. They just took the same songs and extended them and remixed them in different parts.
Because the circuit party started,
But-
about 88?
Yeah, with Morning Party on Fire Island. Yeah, which doesn't exist anymore actually. But
Do you ever
They-
feel like you should have been born a gay man?
yeah,
We talk about it all the time, where, because...
everybody knows I'm a gay man in a woman's body.
I mean-
I had somebody come to me at the club and they said, "If I see one more picture of you surrounded by twinks." So, but those are my boys. They've always been welcoming to me, always. I have hung out with more men here than I have women. I have not been asked out once by a woman. Somebody said, "Why don't you work at Sue Ellen's?" I'm like, "No, just can't say it on there really." But my music, my people, my energy is at Station 4 where I work right now. So
Yeah.
um,
Well, we've talked about it on several occasions where, it's like, Allie should have been a gay man. Allie should have been a gay man. And you really have grown into a huge fan of drag, not only male impersonation but female impersonation.
absolutely. There's a good history behind that. Actually, I have a huge drag collection of postcards, programs, everything from Club 82 in New York City to Jewel Box Review. Can you imagine touring the country, 25 minutes doing drag, and then in the winter you just hunker down in Miami? Finocchio's in San Francisco. I've got a lot from there too. So it has a long history. It's really, that was when it was illegal
Yeah.
for men to be in drag.
Well, it was only illegal if you were not wearing 3 articles of men's clothing in
Right.
the state of Texas. You had to wear 3 articles of men's clothing.
Now, of course, a lot of these bars were mafia owned.
Yeah.
Whatnot. My Oh My down in New Orleans was another one, and that was actually out on pilings on Lake Pontchartrain. So,
And so when did you start? When did you start watching the drag show?
when I moved out here
Oh, really?
at
When
the
you?
Rose Room, yeah,
Okay.
I owe a lot to everybody in the Rose Room for inspiring me to learn the history of drag, doing drag, finding my place in it.
What's your
That's-
favorite? What is your favorite thing to perform?
My favorite thing to perform.
Yeah. I mean, do you like wearing a particular suit? Do you like lip syncing to a particular male voice?
I would like to do Queen eventually. I'm working towards that. I've got some things in the works right now. I'm trying to get out of the suits so much and expand my horizons and grow as an entertainer. That's probably my goal right now. So,
Do any of the male entertainers strip?
no.
Do you think they will?
No, I know some that are small enough that they can be bound, and they've gotten really creative with the cover-ups, and it looks like flames on their chest. And I know Spiky Van Dyke down in Florida does that.
What's his name? Spiky Van Dyke?
Her name is Spiky Van Dyke.
Ah, I love that. Spiky Van Dyke.
She's very popular in the South.
I love Spiky Van Dyke.
Spiky Van Dyke, that's her name.
Well, I think that, with a lot of the technology improving for breast augmentation, a lot of the male or the female to male have always had some scar tissue.
Right.
And that is becoming less and less and less.
Hmm.
And so I think that, we will start seeing male impersonators stripping more.
Hmm.
I'm waiting for it.
I'm sure we'll get there. Yeah.
It's coming. I know it's coming.
Depending on their size, a lot of them can just get lipo. And if there's scars there, let them get tattoos to cover it up, and you never know.
Yeah.
Never know. So, now do I think that's a advantage in a contest? No, not necessarily. It makes me work harder to be a male illusionist.
I'm going to tell you,
You
I
know.
kind of feel a little differently about it in the female world. I think that if you're competing against a girl that has breasts, I feel like it's sort of cheating.
We have to bind, and they don't, and there's a fine line. There's a fine line there.
Have you ever thought of breast augmentation to enhance your male illusion?
Thoughts cross my mind. Wouldn't do it just for that.
Well, a lot of men have had silicone injections to get more meat, or have had breast implants to enhance their female illusion.
They're more than welcome to about half of mine. It'd make my job a lot easier.
And you're very well endowed. Can I ask you what your bra size is?
44 double D.
That's a lot of boob under an arm. That's that's really a lot to hide.
Yeah.
That's really a lot to hide.
Yeah.
Are there other ways to do it? I mean, can you build up your waist area to make it more square? So that, if you're building all into a center area, then everything can just be flattened out rather than pushed over to the side.
There's ways to do it.
And tucked. Are you Are you constantly amazed by the new things that you learn every time you do it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Me
I'm
too.
always reading different techniques, different performance, everything.
And so,
Makeup
if there's a
techniques.
girl out there listening who wants to get into MI, um, what is your advice to her?
Do it. Don't wait as long as I did. I'm 47. I'm just now doing it. So I started, a year or two ago. But go for it. You never know. Put your best out there, and someone might like it.
Well, I mean, where does she get information on how to start?
I would look up male illusion on the internet. There's a ton of YouTube videos. There's a YouTube group called the Drag King Network, which advertises everything from clothes to pageants to tips to you can ask them anything. They've been in the business quite a while.
Do they sell prosthetics?
They're actually developing a chest prosthetic right now that looks like a bare male chest that people can wear. I've seen them in use, not too much yet, but they're out
And
there.
so it just goes right over you.
Mhm.
And see, here's the next. Here it is. Here's the evolution of what I was talking about, where we're going to start seeing women who strip down or take off their top,
Mhm.
and you're going to be like, wow. And did you know in the state of Texas, wherever it is legal for a man to be shirtless, it is legal for a woman to be shirtless.
Did you tell me that?
Did you know that?
No.
Um,
That could be scary in some places.
and so, like at venues like the Rose Room on Talent Night on Thursday, when we have the first girl strip that's a boy, what are we going to do? I mean, um,
What happens in the rose room stays in the rose room.
or I mean, at some well, I mean, it is illegal for the state penal code only makes reference to genitals or anus being exposed. There is no state law in Texas prohibiting a woman from being topless. Okay.
Well, okay.
I think it changes when you're in a bar, though. But that's a TABC thing, and she is also supposed to have, her nipples
Right.
covered. So,
The burlesque portion of a drag king troupe in town named Mustache Envy, they have
Yeah.
some burlesque, and her nipples are covered. But they do a great show.
yeah, I've
They
seen it.
put up a great show.
I guarantee you, the next thing that's going to happen, especially in the evolution of male illusion, is going to be a strip,
Mhm.
and we're all going to go. You're kidding.
It's probably going to be by somebody that has perfected it and gotten so good
Yeah.
that, jaws are going to drop.
Or it's going to be somebody who just takes a risk, who just takes a risk, and is completely dumbfounding.
Oh, yeah.
Someone like Crystal Summers, only the opposite of.
Right.
Do you have a favorite drag queen?
Yes. I've got two, actually. Jenna Sky and Asia O'Hara are my favorites.
Very talented. Both of them have a knack for really opulent makeup.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
If you look at the old pictures as compared to now, it's just progressed and gotten better.
Yeah.
They've really worked at it.
yeah, absolutely. When you travel, do you seek out the drag show?
Yes.
I have to.
Yeah.
Just one, because it's what I do, but two, I kind of have to see what the drag is like wherever it is I
Oh, yeah.
am, because I have found that the best drag is in the South,
Yeah.
and it changes to really kind of weird, creepy, kind of messed up, club kiddish, tranny, transgendered toward Miami.
Mhm.
And then as it goes to New York, it goes extreme, oh, gender bending.
Hmm.
Um, and I know a lot of female impersonators who body build
Hmm.
yet have boobs,
Right.
and I don't get that. It's a man's body with boobs, and that's kind of a new growing trend in the Northeast.
Hmm.
Um, do you see any trends in the MI world?
Trying to wrap my head around that male body with boobs thing still.
It's kind of like Kevin Aviance, only with boobs.
Okay.
So, but they've got these really strong. They're not taking female hormones,
Hmm.
but they have implants.
Okay.
So it's a man's really buff body with boobs. It's really kind of gender bent. Um, and yeah. Are you trying to Google it? Kevin Aviance is kind of the beginning of this whole movement.
Right.
But Kevin Aviance has not been augmented. I noticed that when male illusionists generally tend to really wear a lot of hair on their faces.
Hmm.
Are there some that don't?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Jordan Allen is one. Xander Kennedy is another one.
Yeah, but he's got pretty good sideburns
Hmm.
and um, does male illusion run the gamut from twink to hot daddy stud?
I found that it does. The more I search, the more I see. Yeah, it does.
What do you classify yourself as?
I'm not sure right now. Somebody told me the other night that I did sexy real well, so I'll live with that.
Do you aspire to be something else?
Yes.
What is it?
Being that I am older and also in classic division, but just in general that I'm older, my goal is to bring back 70s and 80s classics. Freddie Mercury type stuff, Billy Idol, work towards that.
Billy Idol.
Yeah. I'd like to do a Billy Idol number.
Would you? Would you do all the spiky hair?
Mhm.
Do male impersonators wear wigs?
Yeah. Hmm.
I have not seen I've seen some, but I've not seen very many.
Hmm.
Um, how do you go about getting ready for a Billy Idol performance? Do you wear a wig?
There would be a
Do you,
no,
do you dye your hair? Just spike it all up?
just spike it all up.
Spike it all up.
Mhm.
So you leave September 22nd
I'll be leaving the 21st, Friday the 21st.
for Mr. Arkansas US of A Classic.
Mhm.
Allie, I want to thank you very much for being here today. I really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Good luck at US of A Classic at Mr. Arkansas.
Thank you.
When's your next performance?
Actually, I'm having a benefit show Monday night, September 10th at Sue Ellen's.
Very good.
I'll be there. A lot of other performers. It's a fundraiser for the trip.
Yay, and that
So,
starts
That will be at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, Sue Ellen, September 10th. We're sending Allie off, Dante Diamond, to Mr. Arkansas US of A Classic MI. Good luck to you. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Just Keep Breathing. It's every Tuesday, every Friday at 3 p.m. right here on RationalBroadcasting.com, Rational Radio, and Ustream. Have a great weekend.